Even though I've got a few things to say about this show, those explosions still look phenomenal. Hi guys, I'm Bayfond, and today I wanted to talk about the return of one of anime's most important waifus. A wizard that only knows one spell and is kind of useless overall, but god damn it, does everyone still adore her. And that's Megumi, and she's received her very own spin-off based of the same light novels made by the same creator of KonoSuba. So I'll just dive in head first here and say that if you're a fan of KonoSuba, you're probably gonna find at least something to enjoy in this spin-off. Which I think, in my opinion, is always nice to see because this series is always fucking hilarious. But I will say one thing, it's definitely not as good as the original KonoSuba series. It's not even close to it. While the series is centered on, the fan favorite Megumi, we focus on the time before she came into our group, the one that we love so much in KonoSuba. So we focus a lot on her school life, on her home life, everything from before. And I gotta say, for quite a bit of it, it's kind of boring. Not a lot of stuff happens here, and you can really imagine why. There can't be some groundbreaking event that just fucks over a whole population of people or just completely changes the trajectory of a character's life, because you know where the story ends up, and it's not all that serious. So I would say for the first few episodes or so, it's just kind of floating around aimlessly, and often at times it does feel pointless. The series really does start picking up a few episodes in, but even then there are some jokes that are overly repetitive, some things that just keep happening, but for the majority of the time, and that's the key here, the majority of the time, it does work. And like I said before, you're probably gonna like this show even more if you're already a fan of KonoSuba. There's really no reason for anyone that wasn't a fan to just jump on board starting with this spin-off. It really wouldn't make any sense. And there's a point that I really want to throw out here about the spin-off, and that's that I think this was really made to just serve as context for the movie, not even necessarily just the series. Because yeah, later on we do catch glimpses of what we see in seasons 1 and 2, but in the beginning of the series, it's just mainly just them walking around the village, encountering and dealing with the same things that we're gonna see a lot more of in the actual movie. More knowledge on all the little lore that was thrown in the movie about the seals that were broken and how they were broken and who broke them. We get to see that firsthand most of the time here. It's nice to see, and I think there's quite a few people that are gonna appreciate just what they're doing here. And as someone that's also read the light novels, this is also definitely laying the groundwork for some other arcs that are gonna be coming out in the future. And the Megumi of this series is pretty much the exact same one that we meet in KonoSuba. She's just the same useless, arrogant Januvia. All things that play up her charm. The only thing I would say that's kind of different is that we see just how sadistic she can really be, because she does get a little bit sadistic, almost antagonistic at times. And her foil here is Yunyun, the critically underrated Yunyun, both in the fandom and in the in-universe world. She's always adorable as heck, and just seeing Megumi just kind of try to bury her beneath her is just kind of funny at times. They've always got a pretty good vibe, and this series is pretty much focused on their two interactions with each other. They are the center of the entire show. If their chemistry didn't work out, then really, the show would be complete garbage. And I say this because the series is also not as rapid fire with the gags and the jokes as KonoSuba is. This one takes a more slower approach where it kind of tries to actually focus and build on the characters to various degrees of success, but you can still appreciate the attempt. But in my opinion, I think the real joy of this series isn't necessarily with just them. It's gonna be with our side characters, because we've got some pretty fucking wacky ass personalities in this entire village that you got over here. We focus on the Crimson Demons for the majority of this show. The weirdest people in this entire universe, where everyone's a Chinubio trying to place themselves on a pedestal above the rest. And it leads to some funny stuff. I always get it stuck in my head that Kazuma is one of the biggest creeps and perverts in this entire universe. But the thing is, there's other people out there too. This entire world is filled with fucked up people, and I love it. It's fucking hilarious. One of Megumin's childhood friends, which is basically a stalker, has one of the best gags, just always constantly fucking up and just being a weirdo the entire time. It's something that I just wholeheartedly miss from the vacancy of not having KonoSuba. The sheer degeneracy of people, I absolutely adore it. Whether it be with the stalker, the teachers just trying to come off as cool, everyone chasing that demon girl with the gauntlet, and especially the Axis cult. Because yes, they do make a comeback, and it's just as funny as ever. Don't know how and don't know why, but the degenerates are just the funniest people in this entire series. I also like to see a lot of Chamusuke's gags, because she always shows up and does her little things off screen or to the side, and I just think they're always adorable. You can always catch a little glimpse of what she's doing in the background. Little things like this remind you and try to capture the same feeling that the original KonoSuba has, where characters just have so much personality just bursting out of the seams, and everyone's doing their quirky little things, even if it's not just the center focus. A lot of times, there's always a visual gag or something interesting that's always on frame that you have to force yourself to pay attention to actually know that it's there. It's one of the things that makes KonoSuba special. Slight spoilers ahead here, but we just finished episode 9, and I think that right now, we're about to just start running parallel with the original series of KonoSuba. So if everything goes well, then we're probably gonna be seeing Kazuma and Aqua soon. And in that regard, I think with their addition, that would push the show a little bit higher. But regardless, this series is just more KonoSuba, and I think a lot of people have just been waiting for that. I've been enjoying a fair amount of this series, but if you're not someone that's been invested by like the first few episodes or so, then I would say it's probably not worth trying to watch it all. It can definitely be something you can skip over because it's not too vital to the main story or anything at all. It's just something nice to have on the side. And with that, I think that wraps up my thoughts on this. What do you think about this Megumin spinoff? Do you like it, or do you think it's just pointless and kind of boring? Please let me know down in the comments below. As always, I was Bayfond, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.